Well, if you care about the world so much, then why do you only talk about Palestine? Why don't you talk about everyone who's oppressed? Why don't you talk about the Congo? Why don't you talk about Sudan or Haiti? Yo, this is a great question because it has such a great answer. Besides the fact that I personally happen to have dedicated the last 6 years of my life to studying Palestine for my doctoral degree, it's actually a lot deeper than that, like on a collective level. See, here's the thing. Wherever you are in the West, your government doesn't mind if you talk about Congo. It doesn't mind if you talk about the Sudan or Haiti or anywhere else in the world, but it does mind if you talk about Palestine. Your government is ready to make things very personal if you even think to bring that shit up. I mean, in English, they're still using one of the land's ancient names as an insult. Philistine. Philistine means like a lowbrow, good-for-nothing, hostile to culture. Philistines. Your lord is disgusted by these people. Don't you take their disgusting ways. Now, at the same time, and this is what's truly sickly, like this is what's genuinely ill about this whole situation, it's that they do want you to talk about Palestine, but they want you to call it Israel. And they want you to ignore the fact that Israel is being actively built on top of Palestine. They want you to ignore the fact that the people of the land have been and continue to be displaced and replaced by new people from all around the world. And they want you to call these new people Israelis. They want you to ignore the fact that Judaism is a faith that comes in many different forms and has many different adherences and practices. They want you instead to accept it as an ethno-nationality. And while they want you to ignore that Judaism is a faith, they also want to co-opt that faith and its teachings as their own because God promised them the land. But they also want you to ignore the fact that according to the teachings, God promised them the land in Book 3 and then took it away in Book 4 because they were naughty. And on top of that, they want you to ignore the fact that the Holy Land is holy to all the believers of Abraham. And they want you to ignore the fact that Zionists conspired with Nazis and in many ways helped facilitate genocides and massacres of Jewish people around the world, not just in Europe. And they want you to ignore the fact that the word Holocaust means burnt whole. And how many more Palestinians need to be burnt whole for this to be called a Holocaust? But yeah, talk about it. Talk about Israel. Stand with Israel. There is a little bit of, how you say, hypocrisy, no? It's a little bit alarming, n'est-ce pas? Palestine is our portal. The portal between us and our entire collective shadow. Because the voice of Palestine has reached us. The cry that comes from Gaza doesn't only come from Gaza, it comes on behalf of the entire world, on the behalf of the Congo, on behalf of Sudan. Israel and Palestine is like where the physical body and the shadow meet. And we, as people in the West, are Israel. We thought we were the light, that we were democracy, we were freedom, technology, progress. We are fashion and culture, and our shadow was Palestine. Congo, Sudan, the dark, the poor, the hungry, the uneducated, the not an English speaker, Philistines. But when you look now to Palestine, when you watch these videos, where you see the body and the shadow, where you see the Israeli and the Palestinian meeting face to face, when you see the native with a stone and the soldier ready to run him over with a tank, when you see the little boy being dragged to prison by a uniform, when you see the little girl lying under the rubble from the airstrikes, who looks like the body and who looks like the shadow to you?